Caption test. Perfect. And there we go. Pardon me. Just let me know when everybody is here and I can get started. Once people start filing in. I see somebody else arriving. Hello, hello. I see that I have 2 viewers now. How are you today? How's my audio levels? Yeah, they look all right. They look all right. Okay. Let's see if I can figure out how. All right. So if I turn the camera upside down and put the doll's legs in the air, which sounds way dirtier than it needs to, then perhaps I can arrange her so that she is properly visible on camera, yet still in a place where I can work on her. Because the head on this one is rather more stiff than smaller dolls, and I can't actually remove it. Pardon me. There, that should work. Hello, Happy New Year. How are you? How are you? Happy New Year to you too, Amalga. How are you? Jingle bells, 2022 smells. I'm so glad it's gone. Welcome to 2023. It's happy times for you and me. Hey. I don't know, something like that. Anyway, hi. Hello. Look at this bitch. Her face is as big as my hands. She's giant. I am so excited to finally be working on this doll. As you can see, she's already had her spa treatment. Her factory face-up has been removed. She's been fully washed, including her factory hair, which I am luckily able to save because this thing would be a bitch to reroot, and as you already know, I am an absolute trash wig maker. Hi, Rose Thrills. How are you? Happy New Year. So, luckily, I was able to save her factory hair, even though it was sticky and gross, and this doll is going to be very fun to keep in place while I'm working on her. I was initially going to reuse the original dress that came with this doll, as well as saving her original hair. I was going to make it into something else. But when I went to the fabric shop to look for things to add to the dress, I found this lovely pink sequin fabric and some of this shiny teal, silver, and gold fabric. And I thought that would be perfect. I've also got some pink and blue organza, which I'm going to use to make a crinoline, a petticoat, to help the gown poof out. You and your brother were having a conversation about making a server on Minecraft? That sounds like fun. All right, let me bring out my pencil holder. I've been a little unwell. That's why I missed yesterday's New Year's Eve party stream. I just wasn't feeling good. So it's just going to be probably a short stream today. I think I may only, if I can stop knocking everything on my desk over. I just cleaned up my desk literally 10 minutes ago. But no, why would I be able to be coordinated? I'm not going to be doing the dressmaking this stream. That's going to be for another time. I just wanted to show off the fabric right now. But I did want to show that off and just show you that the whole design for this doll changed when I saw that fabric in the store. So I'm thinking, since I've got a lot of blues and pinks in the outfit, maybe blues and pinks and violets in most of the face, but maybe bring in a little bit of green in the eyes, because there's just going to be a lot of blue and pink otherwise. Of course, she's also got some yellow in the design because of her blonde hair. She's got the classic platinum blonde hair with some pink and silver streaks. So maybe I'll bring in yellow somewhere. But I'm going to work on the face mostly today. And maybe a little bit of design work on the outfit. Let me see. Oh heck, what was I looking for? .404, brain cell not found. Cotton gloves. That's what I wanted out of my drawer. Right. I've started doing gel nail polish instead of regular nail polish, and it lasts way longer, even when I'm making lots of dolls. So, She's already washed and fully dried, as well as air dried her hair overnight. She's had her first spray of Mr. Super Clear. It is time to begin. I will start by sketching out. I have never worked on a doll this big before. This is a first for me. So let's just let's see. How closely do I want to follow the existing face mold is the other thing. I think maybe okay, she's taking the color really well though. That is lovely to see. So I'm actually working on this doll upside down, by the way. I don't think you can see my shadow here. I've just I can speak. I've just flipped the camera around so that you can see it the right way. I do not like. You got an outfit for Christmas and you realize you look like Wednesday Addams. That's cool. I would not mind looking like Wednesday Addams. I mean, Morticia and Gomez are kind of relationship goals anyway. They don't care what anybody thinks of them. They're just wholesomely weird and they love each other, and anybody who has a problem with that can heck right off. And I love them for that. Let's see. I think I will use this pink on her lips as a base color. Tumblr gave you a notification that someone posted a comment on one of your posts and you've already seen it a couple of days ago. Oh, yeah. Facebook and Twitter have been doing that to me lately, too. Right. Oh, yeah, it's not somebody liked or commented on something you did. I saw that 3 days ago. I wonder if technology in general is just having some problems right now. Let's see. Ooh, coffee delivery. Thank you. Technology is done for the year. Technology is already done for the year and it's only January 1st, right? Ooh, that is good coffee. Okay, now let's see. I wish there was a better way to set this doll up for working on her. I also wish that the fabric I'm using to mask off her hair would stay put. Let's grab another pin here. I have a slight hand trimmer. So pro tip, if you have a hand trimmer and you can't manage regular safety pins, get some diaper pins. They cost about the same, but the thicker little head on them makes them way easier for me to handle with my trimmer. You have a phrase for New Year's and it's let it finally be a good year and the politics finally chill. Oh, I understand that all too well. I hope the same thing. Please let it be a good year. Please let the politics chill. Please, please, just let the people in power stop trying to kill me and my family and friends just for being different. Thank you. There's a lot of people in the political sphere right now who could greatly benefit from smoking a bowl if they are not allergic in an illegalized area. And if they're not in a legalized area, maybe they should take a weedcation. Anyway. Let's see. Green. Thanks for adding onto your phrase. Yeah, no problem. Okay, I want to add just a little pink onto the eye makeup, just a little. Okay. Let's see. She is a youthful, fun goddess of the new year. So instead of the heavier eyebrows I've been experimenting with, I am going to go back to my more usual, lighter, sort of thinner eyebrow that I normally draw. She has a joyful, inquisitive expression on her face, if I can manage it. I actually study the facial expressions that I want to draw on dolls. I look up cartoony images of facial expressions because I sometimes have trouble reading facial expressions on the autism spectrum. And so it can be easier if I study the features and general shapes of the expressions before I sketch them onto an actual doll. Mm-hmm. That phrase is the only time you mention politics. Fair enough. Fair enough. Mm-hmm. Politics can be an exhausting topic, even if you are, you know, in the right headspace and stuff for it at the time. There's somebody on Twitter that I've been following recently who goes by the name of Hufflepalm, and she has spent the last year trying to get Jewish cultural representation in The Sims 4, like food and head dressings and stuff. Like, we've got enough stuff for Christmas, right? But our Sims can't really celebrate Hanukkah effectively. They haven't got most of their traditional cultural foods if they wanted to. And so Hufflepalm, what she's been doing, she's been campaigning for a whole year for this. And I was involved with one of her campaigns, petitioning The Sims to monitor the gallery a little bit better and make the name of a certain evil mustache man who killed, a few million people in the 1940s, 30s and 40s in Germany, to get that person and Sims representing that person off the gallery, which luckily that campaign was successful. Barely. For some reason, The Sims fought us all on us. I don't know why they were so attached to their angry mustache man. But The Sims finally got on that one. But with the cultural representation, all it would take is a Sims Delivery Express drop to drop some food and some clothing into the game. And Hufflepalm has been campaigning for a year and they're just ignoring her. And more people are getting in on them for it. And I'm just watching Hufflepalm get more and more burnt out every day on Twitter trying to campaign The Sims to add this stuff that should have been in their base game, just like the Christmas stuff. She is so strong. I don't know if I would have had the wherewithal to run a campaign like that for a whole entire year without eventually just saying, okay, I've had enough. You clearly don't want to listen. But I admire her passion and strength for being able to keep the campaign up for a whole year. She is a strong, strong woman. She is stronger than I could have been in the same situation. I would have burnt out months ago. I mean, even just campaigning for better disability representation in my local area when I was a little bit younger, a little bit healthier, and able to go out more. Like, that was exhausting for me. And, you know, that directly affected me. So, I just, I admire the people who can genuinely, in good faith, campaign for the things that are important to them, and the things that really matter. I have all the respect and admiration for those people. They are stronger than I could likely ever be. Is when I was little, I grew up watching things like David the Gnome and Gummy Bears and Sailor Moon. And now my parents want to know why I'm a raging, bleeding heart, left-leaning feminist. So, I mean, it's not like you raised me on Doctor Who and David the Gnome and fucking Gummy Bears or nothing. But, like, and all I want to do is, like, go move to the woods and live like a fucking gummy bear. Magic and mystery are part of their history, along with the secret of gummy berry juice. The legend is growing, they take pride in knowing, they fight for what's right, whatever they do. Gummy bears, marching here and there and everywhere. I just want to be a fucking gummy bear, man. I just want to be a fucking gummy bear. You want to be a witch who fights the patriarchy? I'm already that. apart from that one area where I had to greatly erase a couple of spots because I screwed up the eye, this doll is taking the color pretty well. Apart from adding white details, since I don't have I have a white watercolor pencil, I may have to use acrylic still, but I think I can do that with a Posca pen if I'm a little careful. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, let's see. I'm going to have to pierce her ears, I think. It doesn't look like they're pierced yet. But I do want to draw some little facial facial markings, some face paint. I've got a Skype message. Step away from tossing trash out. Let me guess. You're having issues with certain family member who is supposed to be the older sibling but is behaving more like a younger sibling right now because of reasons. Your sibling. For the record, I know Amalga and her sibling in real life. Her sibling is perfectly able-bodied, perfectly, like, not developmentally delayed. Pretty much, this person is it's a big issue and I only know half. I figured as much. But I know Amalga and her sibling in real life, and her sibling is an absolute piece of trash. I'm just going to say it, okay? Perfectly able-bodied, perfectly mentally able, not neurodivergent, not disabled. One of the few people I know who is actually fully able-bodied and able-minded. And he acts like a literal 4-year-old. This is, and this is a grown adult with no disabilities who acts like the world owes them just for being born. And it's really difficult to watch when so many people that I know have actual disabilities and need supports, and this person is getting everything handed to them on a silver platter just because they said, I want it. In the meantime, people that I know who really need help can't get anything. I would never speak ill of somebody with disabilities getting accommodations, but Amalga's sibling does not have any known disabilities, and nobody has any reason to suspect any disabilities. Just happens to be an entitled, Little shit. Who never aged past preschool. Because everybody always gave him what he wanted. If I didn't know this person in real life, I wouldn't have said anything. But I have known Amalga and her family since I was 7 years old, and I just turned 34. So it's a large chunk of my life. When you spoil someone too much, they don't ever grow out of it. Exactly, exactly. I've got family members like that too. Luckily, in my case, they're aunts and uncles, so I don't have to have contact with them if I don't want to. I found out who put it in my uncle's head that I was faking my deafness, though. It was his good-for-nothing asshole bus driver wife. And I don't mean like a city bus, I mean a school bus. Nothing wrong with driving a school bus if that's what you actually want to do, but she was driving a school bus because she dropped out of cosmetology school, only knowing how to do lipstick. It was very, very 60s what she did, and she thought that attitude was going to carry her over into the 2000s. She had another thing coming. So yeah, basically, my aunt put it in all of my uncle's heads that I was faking my deafness, and so was my mom. Which eventually got word back to my dad. My dad said something stupid. I cried. My mom showed the audiology reports. My dad apologized. One of the few times my dad ever apologized. Not because he didn't like to apologize, but just. My dad is like 76 now. Um, I was the oldest of four kids, but but my dad had us like later in life. He was 42 when I was born. And my mom was 28. There's a bit of an age gap, but they were adults when they met. So it's not as creepy as it would have been if one of them was a teenager when they met. Um but anyway, so my dad's older. He's a Vietnam War veteran. He just has issues with like emotional words and emotional regulation. And it's not his fault. I wish he would get help, but I understand that's also a generational thing. And like, but once presented with the evidence, at least my dad was like, yeah, no, my brother's wife is fucking crazy. And I am genuinely sorry for the insensitive thing that I said. So that's one thing I can respect about my father, is at least when he knew he screwed up, he attempted to apologize. My aunts and uncles would just double down. You can pay, if you pay a doctor enough, you can get them to say anything. Bitch, we were broke as shit. We were a family of 6 living in a 3-bedroom house that was falling apart around our ears. And it was hilarious that they thought that my mother, of all people, could have paid off a doctor to make a fake report saying that she and I were both deaf. Like, are you fucking stupid? Are you legitimately fucking stupid? Because there is a difference between having an intellectual disability and being labeled stupid and being legitimately, actually, willfully ignorant stupid. But that's just my opinion. Anyway, the American side of my family hates the Australian side, and that's not news to anybody. It's also part of the reason why I chose to move to Canada in 2008. That's also why my mom has always tried to be polite and accepting to any of my romantic prospects. She has monster in-laws from your nightmares, so she didn't want to be a monster in-law from your nightmares. My mom's an awesome person. She has way more patience for a lot of the American side of the family than I would have in the same situation. Mm-hmm. Gotta say what you know of my mom, she seems to handle people well. She is amazing. She's a social wizard. She she just watches people, she studies people and figures them out like that. She's and she often has a read on people before I do. Um which yeah, I know I'm on the autism spectrum. I'm not gonna necessarily get a good read on people all the time, but I mean, like, my mom will have a read on people in seconds, and it's actually like 99% of the time legitimate. Not like people who say, oh, I can just look at their eyes and tell you that they're a serial killer, and 99% of the time they're wrong. That's a kindergarten teacher that they're looking at. My mom actually can get that kind of instant read on people, and I am so jealous because it takes me time to gather the data that I need to make a safety judgment about somebody. Like, she can come to a conclusion in 10 minutes that would take me 6 hours. You've been thinking about this for a while. You want to fight social injustices. It's always been a goal in your life ever since you're little because you heard what your dad said. And you're like, why do you hate this person for something they can't control? Uh, I know that feeling all too well, too. Why do people just want to hate others for things that they genuinely can't control? And it can be distressing. It can be more than distressing. It can be outright tiring and disheartening. Anyway, she's not taking as much color now, so I think I'm going to do a couple more little face paint details where her skin's kind of bare. And then I'll spray some Mr. Super Clear and take a 5-minute break. Mhm. People find it easier to hate something they can't understand themselves. That's true. The logic is so illogical. You hate someone for something they can't control, but when they do it to you, you get all huffy and puffy about it. I know, right? Or even when you just point out, hey, that's not exactly something that's within their control. And they get all, why are you oppressing me? Don't be mean. Whatever happened to the tolerant left? My brother in Christ, the tolerant left is down the hall. This is the we punch Nazis and bigots left here. There's no point for hate. We all live on the same planet. There's no room for hate. There are those who prefer to create conflict out of nothing. Okay, so there's a song that I listened to the other day. It's a little irreverent, so if you're not okay with swear words and crude, borderline sexual humor, maybe skip it. But it's got a good message. Let me just see if I can find the video for it. But if you're not normally into cruder humor, you're not gonna like this guy's work. Just let me grab the link. There we go. So this was a charity piece about global warming and climate change, but it has the overall message of, hey, we're all trapped on this rock hurtling through space at billions of miles an hour. We've only got one. We aren't smart enough to get off it yet. So let's just get along and try not to screw it up for the next generation. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. One of the things that I actually like about Little Dicky's videos too is that he goes through and manually captions them. So if you are having trouble catching the lyrics, like if you wear hearing aids and you can't quite get your hearing aids around his rapping style, like me, you actually can follow along by reading the lyrics. I really appreciate that. Like you would, it's not something that a lot of musical artists think of. Because like I can hear the music, I can hear the melody, but I can't always hear the lyrics. So with my hearing aids, I can hear and appreciate the music, just not always the lyrics. So it's really nice that Lil Dicky does that. You love that song? I love that song too. There's a movie you wish you could remember the title of. It involved a music teacher and his wife giving birth to a deaf child. Ooh, that's an interesting one. I'll look it up after stream. It might be fun to watch. I would actually love to see how a music teacher would handle a deaf child. Remember a scene from the movie where the music teacher father constructs a light show so the deaf son and classmates could watch Beethoven's Ninth Symphony? I remember reading an article. I think there was actually, that might have been based on a true story, because I remember an article. I read this back when I was in elementary school, where there was a couple that had developed a lights and vibration show for students at the local school for the deaf and visually impaired. And it was such a hit that they ended up taking it on a tour. And I never heard about it again after that, but I would have loved to experience something like that. Especially as a kid when I was in between hearing aids because of insurance bullfuckery. And a toxic audiologist who also accused me of faking deafness. I was like, my man, you are literally doing the test yourself and watching the results in front of you. How can you say that I am faking? Well, you're too young to be deaf. You've never heard of fucking congenital nerve malformation? How did you become a doctor, sir? How did you become a doctor? Okay, I've got a Skype message. Thank you, Amalga. Thank you. I just got rickrolled. Wow. Can you say revenge? I knew you could. Okay, I've got a Skype message. Thank you, Amalga. Thank you. I just got rickrolled. Okay, I've got a Skype message. It's every second beat removed. It was still fun. The reason you remembered the movie was because in the movie John Lennon was assassinated and the music teacher fought with his child about whether the child could understand the significance of who John Lennon was just because he was deaf. Yeah, you can understand the significance of somebody who's a huge musical star, even if you're deaf. Like, you don't have to necessarily be able to experience somebody's body of work to know that they were influential to other people. Like, I have a friend who is dyslexic to the point that trying to sit down and read a novel causes them physical pain and headaches, because of how hard it is for them. So they mostly, when they read, they use audiobooks. But when I was a teenager and even into adulthood, still to an extent, I was very into the works of Anne McCaffrey, and which my friend had never listened to because I guess at the time there weren't a lot of audiobooks of her work. So my friend had never experienced this, and when I found out that Anne McCaffrey died, and she was such an influential author to me growing up, I was devastated when I found out that she'd passed away. Especially since I didn't hear about it right away. I heard it I heard about it a few years after it happened. She died in 2011. I found out about it in 2015, I think. Anyway, I was devastated, and my friend absolutely understood, even though they'd never experienced the body of McCaffrey's work. So, like, you don't have to fully, experience somebody's body of work to be able to understand the significance of it. Also, on a semi-related note, if anybody knows how to become a voice actor for audiobook presentations, kindly drop that information my way, because I might like to do that to bring in a little extra cash, as well as to provide more audiobook content for people like my friend. Found a video I might like. It's a self-generating D&D dungeon in real life. Oh wow, that sounds interesting. I need to finish Frankenstein and War of the Worlds for my YouTube channel. I intend to do that this spring. I want to finish both of them, and I've already read Alice's Adventure in Wonderland, so I want to do Through the Looking Glass as well. Sure, absolutely, post it here. But yeah, I think I would be very good at reading audiobooks to an audience. I have no idea where to actually start with, like, doing it. Anyway, for this new year, I'm very much feeling a spring, new growth, new life sort of feeling theme. I will bookmark that. Oh, it's only a minute long. Actually, rather than bookmark it, then I will Is the display capture not... That's weird. That's better. Or not. Hello, OBS. Hello, OBS. OBS, why are you being silly? OBS. Well, it says it should be... You took a look at the link. It's actually rather... Yeah, I wish I could play this on the stream, but my display capture is not... Neither is my Chrome window capture. Okay. I guess I won't be showing it off. But I will bookmark it. Here, let me just send it to myself. Am I back online? I wasn't talking to you, I was talking to the stream! Am I back online now? It seems that OBS decided to poop itself. All right, maybe then there's a possibility that I can get... No, it is still not going to show me. Yeah, OBS decided to poop itself. OBS was like, yeah, how about OB no? OBS, yeah, not today. Pretty much, pretty much. I'm gonna turn my fan up a bit. Maybe my computer's just too warm. Anyway, I'm feeling, like I was trying to say before OBS decided to crash on me. I'm feeling very much a springtime, floral, new life sort of vibe from this doll. From this doll in particular. "2023, at least right now at the start, is already feeling very much like a year of new beginnings. Time to start over, correct the mistakes of the past, and breathe new life, literally and figuratively, into the world around you." I am finally kicking both a physical illness and a bad battle with the seasonal affective disorder right now. And I'm just so happy that I made it through another winter without hurting myself. So I feel like 2023 is the year of new beginnings and correcting the mistakes of old. Anybody else feeling the same way already? Or is it just my crazy ass? You're glad I made it through? I'm glad I made it through too. I like being here, but sometimes when there's no sunlight and I'm feeling isolated because the weather is bad and I can't safely leave the house because I don't walk so well, sometimes my brain likes to make me think that I don't like being here. But I do. I do like being here. And luckily, I have a very good support network of professionals and family and friends that help remind me of that. I made it through another rough winter, and that's something to be celebrated. Even if I did spend the last week uncontrollably crying every 10 minutes. I tell you what, though, deciding to do all of my crafting streams under my sun lamp again helped a lot. I don't know if I would have made it through, even with counseling and therapy, I don't think I would have made it through the last week without my sun lamp. And yeah. Oh, hi! Happy New Year! I'm under the recommended column? Wow! How are you today? Let's see. I'm gonna pull in a little bit more pink, I think. I'm doing well. I had a rough winter, but I'm coming out of it now. So my New Year's doll here is kind of reflecting that newfound optimism. Now, I want to do a little bit more flowers. Yeah. New year, new day, new goals, new results. Every moment is different. I know, right? Let's see. Adding in another flower right there helps a lot. And maybe one more over here as well, though perhaps a heart, since there's a lot of blue on that side of her face. Having trouble getting her to take color now, so I'm going to do another layer of Mr. Super Clear here in a moment. Once I have added in some more line details. Actually, 2020 through 2023 was a rough time for a lot of people. And I sincerely hope that anybody else who also had a rough time starts to find peace as 2023 comes in. Too many people struggled unfairly the last several years. You're starting to find some peace, but therapy has been a big help in that. Absolutely. There's no shame in therapy. There is no shame in therapy. Therapy helps a lot of people. Like I said, I am between my sun lamp and therapy. Like, that's the reason that I'm still here. That's the reason I'm here working on this doll. You know, sometimes people need therapy. And I think that to an extent, most people end up needing, if not full therapy, at least counseling once in their lives. I have never met anybody who I can honestly say has never been in a situation where they might have benefited from counseling, even if just for another perspective. It takes time to find the right counselor, though. I understand why people would choose not to seek counseling, especially if they don't have a trauma or a diagnosable mental illness. But it's a journey to take care of yourself. It is. It is absolutely a journey to take care of yourself. And I've never met anybody who's truly good at taking care of themselves on their own. Even if just to get another perspective. I think everybody has moments in their lives where a counselor would be beneficial. I'm enjoying the way these vines on her face are coming out so much. I'm wondering if later on I should do vines over her whole body. Organic, squiggly shapes. And twists and tendrils. Do I mostly do crafts? I think it's about an even split between crafts and gaming. Once I start work on a craft project, and unless it's a huge one, I usually go through until it's finished, and then I'll play a few games before I start the next one. I currently, yeah, I've done some video games, some reading, some read alouds. I love doing read alouds. I'm mostly doing my read alouds on YouTube right now, though, just because the format's a little bit more suited to pre-recorded video than to live streaming. So for Christmas, I did The Gift of the Magi and The Little Match Girl as my read alouds. And then I didn't get all the way through Frankenstein during the Halloween season, but this year for Halloween I did Frankenstein. The first year that I did a Halloween event, I did War of the Worlds. That was fun. But yeah, I do dolls, I do wooden models, I do currently I have uh okay, it's buried under a couple of things on my shelf in its box right now, but I have a Cat Cafe dollhouse that I'm working on as well. I'm just taking a little bit of a break from that right now. And yeah. So, but I'm also currently playing through Pokemon Violet. I also do a lot of retro games and indie games. So, I did a lot of Sims last year. The Sims is really good when my physical disabilities are playing up because then I can still stream. Sent me a Skype message when I'm free. I will be free in a moment because her face is not taking any more pigment right now. So I'm just gonna grab out my gas mask and some Mr. Super Clear. And then I'm gonna take a 5-minute break while the Mr. Super Clear is drying. And then I will return. You're a variety gamer, not a craft streamer. Not everybody is a crafter. My life partner enjoys watching my crafting streams, but they don't have the dexterity to build things himself. So actually, after I finish this doll, I have a model kit, a model space shuttle kit that my life partner has got for their birthday that they've asked me to build on stream for them. And I'm looking forward to doing that. So, all right, gas mask on. And some Mr. Super Clear UV Cotton Matte. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake that spray can. Shake that spray can. You can't hear me through the mask. All right. Into the fume box you go. All right. Sprayed. I'm going to sit her up. It looked like I was scratching my glasses on the model. Gotta love the hand tracking. Yeah, the shirt that I'm wearing right now, it's one of my grubbier tops, and it's also a little lower cut, so my hand tracking device is a little bit lower than usual. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and take a 5-minute break while the Mr. Super Clear dries, and I will be right back. Oh, that birthday message should not still be up. Holy butts. Alright. Let me turn off Kibbenbot's little stream birthday reminder. I thought I turned that off. Alrighty. Birthday timer turned off. And my birthday was back on the 23rd. Okay. Okay, perfect. And I'm back. Hello. That Mr. Super Clear appears to be dry now. Just try to get the doll back over here and cover up her hair again. Alrighty. Gloves back on to prevent smudging and fingerprints on the doll's face. And return to just slightly wet the tip of this pencil. Should help the pigment lay down a bit better. I may wind up darkening some of the face paints with acrylic, especially the pinks. The pinks aren't seeming to want to lay down as well as the blues and greens and purples. Yeah, some of these pink spots I may need to go in directly with acrylic. That's fine. Okay, now I'm going to darken up some of the blue. And then I'll get back onto her eye makeup and lipstick. Well, that is the point of streaming, is it not? There we go. I wonder why sound alerts isn't alerting in chat anymore when it comes up. Did it at least show up on the screen? Didn't see the alert for that sound pop up. OBS is struggling right now, and I don't know why. OBS is struggling really hard right now. Sound alerts. Yeah, it should be showing, but it's not. Give me a second. I don't know why OBS is having such a problem today. What is taking up so much CPU power? No wonder OBS is struggling. Hey, why are you running? You're not supposed to be running. You're definitely not supposed to be running. I'm not watching Netflix right now. Why is the Netflix app running? Pardon me. Now let's see. If Okay, that was delayed, but it worked there.
Kämpfe für den Sieg über Dunkelheit und deinen Traum von Gerechtigkeit. Du kannst es tun. Oh, Sailor Moon.
One of the first things that I did after getting hearing aids again in my early 20s was immediately become obsessed with international versions of some of my favorite TV shows, opening and ending themes, and background musics. Actually, pretty much one of the first things that I did upon getting hearing aids again as an adult was immediately become obsessed with languages in general, so... Languages and the way that people communicate with each other are just they're fascinating. I wish this doll's head was not so stiff that it was literally impossible to properly mask off her face. See, I can take a pin here. Let me take a pin. All right. I'm just going to try to stab this pin into an existing hair hole even, and it's just not gonna go. Not without bending or breaking and ruining my pin. Okay, it finally went in. Finally got one to go in. So maybe I actually can properly mask off this doll despite how hard the plastic on her head is. She's a bit hard-headed. That's okay, so am I. There, see what I mean? Sometimes the pins just bend, and then I can't use them. Pin. Come on. Nope, that one's just gonna bend. Come on, get in there. Preferably without. When a pin is when is a pin needed with a doll trying to poke through her hard head? That was a terrible joke. That was barely a joke. That's just reality of a doll maker. Okay. Here you. Get in. It's just a little trepanation. This is fine. All right, one more pin and then I should be able to get back to painting. Okay, that should help a lot. Now, the pink ones, I think I've decided that when it comes to painting, I am going to add some glow in the dark paints to the pink ones, possibly to some of the green ones as well, just to help them pop a little bit better, as well as give them some interest. Some green eyes, some more color depth. Pencils are going down smooth as butter today. It may not show up well on the camera, but I am doing a gradient of 3 different shades of green with her eyes. I've got a light lime green at the top, regular green in the middle, and then this dark green at the very bottom. Alright, sorry I wasn't on camera for a moment there. I really am trying here. Alright, some more pigment on those eyebrows. There's a little bit of water on the end of that pencil again, because I want this pigment to lay down just a bit more smoothly than it is. This rose pink pencil specifically suffers a bit from lack of pigment, I think. Next time I buy watercolor pencils, I think I'm gonna spring for a better brand like Arteza or Faber-Castell or one of those bigger brands that's known for just better quality pigments. All right. Where did my teal pencil go? Had it a moment ago. There's teal. Right. And blue. Not dark blue, just blue. There it is. Yeah. I didn't realize I wasn't on the camera. I am going to flip the doll around now and hold her a little bit differently so that I can draw some eyelashes. So she'll be upside down for you now, but right side up for me. And I just have her nestled into her, have her bum nestled in under my shoulder right now. So I can draw just a couple small fluffy lashes on her upper lids, and then grab my pencil sharpener and get that good and pointy for the lower lashes. Just a little bit in the way of lower lashes. I'm not the world's greatest at drawing eyelashes, I must admit. But I'm doing my best. I will add 3D lashes as well, which will kind of cover up some of the weirdness. I think that's as far as I can kind of go with pencil right now. do want to take this dark blue and give her some striations, like detail in her eyes. To simulate the muscle fibers of the iris and how sometimes they can have little darker streaks through them. All right. And mask on. Welcome back. Mr. Super Clear. All right, she's sprayed. Then I'll sit her up and make sure that she is twitch appropriate. Okay. I'm going to need possibly probably not going to use those today. Need that. Need that. Yeah, I think those are the only colors that I need, or the white and the black and the varnishes I'm going to use. Maybe some rose gold. I'm pretty good at knocking out a face in just a couple of hours. So this is going to be a fairly short stream since all I really want to accomplish is the face and maybe the hair today. I'm going to work on the outfit another time. I want to take my time on this large doll and really do her right, you know? Gotta do right by the New Year's spirit. Bloop. All right. Brushes. That's the one I'm going to use for the gloss. I feel like I should definitely go ahead and use my tiny detail brushes for the other paint details. So, pull out a #1 fine liner and a size 0 detail brush. That should be what I need. And sure, this piece of plastic recycling will do. Reduce, reuse, recycle when you cannot refuse. Okay, a couple of drops of that. Pardon me. A couple of drops of that. I have some glitters that I'm going to use. I have some rose gold Pearlix powder. Some pink glow in the dark. A little yellow glow in the dark that I may add to her eyes. These chunky glitters are also glow in the dark, by the way. This is the bin that I keep all of my glitters and other little shinies in. All right. Mod Podge there. And, whoa, ew. How did this clump of gross dried Mod Podge happen? It's a giant Mod Podge booger! Come on. Give me a piece of tissue paper, you darn thing. Tissue paper. Tissue paper. Okay. Mod Podge boogers. Okay. Now, sprinkle a healthy amount of yellow glow powder into one of the puddles of Mod Podge. I'm going to take my gloves off while I'm doing this because they're getting caught on things. Mix that glow powder into that Mod Podge to create a pale yellow pigmented paint, which will glow in the dark once dried. Then take the pink glow powder and sprinkle a good healthy amount of that in there. Mix that up to create a lovely pale pink paint, which will glow in the dark. Acrylic medium, which is actually made for making paints like this, would be better. I currently cannot find my jar of it. All right. One more, a largish one. When I'm ready to dust the glitters and pigment powders on. All right. Let's just grab the number 0 detail brush. And very, very carefully Yeah, I didn't realize that I wasn't on camera for a moment there. I turned her around to get her a better angle for both myself and the camera. Hopefully that's helping now. All right, and Now, all right. Rinse that. Use my towel that I've got wrapped around her to slightly dab off some of the water. Darken up her pupils so that they're a little bit easier to see. Now, just going to add a little butt spot. No one wants to know your kinks. That's true. That is true, butt spot. Please keep it to yourself, sir. Just a little bit of the glow in the dark on the pink portion of her eye makeup as well. And her lips. Paint, 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 paint. Paint, 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 paint. Painting on New Year's Day. I still have Christmas tunes stuck in my damn brain. Hey, paint, 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 paint this dolly's face. She will glow just like a star when the lights turn out today. I'm pleasantly surprised by how easily this doll is turning out, actually. She's really coming along already. I should do giant dollies more often. Paint, 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 paint. Paint has already gone dry. Mod Podge is great for fast drying, but not so great for paint. Hey. Come here, yeah. Okay. Just want a little bit anyway, though. I just want to enhance her eyes with the glow in the dark. I don't want to cover up the actual paintwork that I've already done. It's for the glow effect, not for the color. Just feels right, I think, for her to have eyes that glow. Welcome back. All right. I'm going to take not my size 0 brush. I'm actually going to go ahead and cap that brush again. Whoops. I'm going to take my #1 signature brush. I'm going to take a little of this rose gold paint and small sweep. Of metallic liner. Type message. I'll get to that in a moment. Paint, 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 paint. There we go. Actually, I like that. I may add a little bit of metallic detail elsewhere too. I'm going to need to buy some more of this rose gold paint soon. I seem to be almost out. Actually, you know where I'm going to do the other rose gold details? I'm going to do the other rose gold details on her fingernails while that paint dries. So come here, you. Give me your hands. I'll paint her nails. And then I will check that Skype message that came in. I need to hit the hands when this is super clear for the paint to take. After definitely I will. But I'm also going to varnish her hands later, because I think I'm going to continue the vine decoration down into her body as well. Not tonight. I'm not going to do that tonight. But the next time I work on this doll, I think I definitely will do that. Right. Let me just pull the camera down so you can actually see her hands. And this rose gold paint looks rather nice against this doll's skin tone too. Now if I can just get the doll to give me her hand properly. Perfect. Her shoes later and her toenails will also be rose gold, but not right now. I'm not going to mess with her shoes right now. Her fingernails look nice though. Cute and shiny and rose goldish. Okay. It's going to put her hands up so that they can dry properly. And her face is pretty much dry. So I can take my long signature brush again and just boop in some little individual eyebrow hairs. Brighten up her eye shines again, which has also managed to slightly change the shape of her eye shines, which is fine. Welcome back, Anaga. Alrighty. A little bit more black paint on the pupils to bring them back out of the background. Take some of this blue glitter and a chunky brush and just dust some of that over her face. Oh no, oh no, darn it, I just messed up her eye. I didn't wait long enough for the iris to dry. I can fix it. I can fix it. You want a song about the doll getting the makeup done? It's supposed to be a song about you, but okay, I can do that. Let's see. Uh, I'm dreaming of a painted doll face that does not have wonky eyes. I don't know if that's even possible, but I'm gonna try. I really, really like this hobby. I promise I'm not losing my mind. Not yet. However, someday soon, my sanity may crack. And when that day comes, I hope that at least I've finished this doll. Shit, you can clip that if you want to. You love me, folks. I'm glad somebody does. Alright, so I'm going to let the doll's face dry properly before I do any more glitter. I think I managed to save her, though. Yeah, it's not too obvious that I smudged her up. She's got a little bit of damage on her nose, but it's not bad. Tried clipping it and only got half the silk. I'll have to go through the wad for it later. That's fine. I will make a highlight of it later. Wonder if a little of the Pearlix powder... Oh yeah, Pearlix powder across her nose covers up the little eye oopsie quite well. Yeah. Now she's got a lovely glow to her face. Just let that paint dry a bit more. And then I can do some Mr. Super Clear to just seal all of that back in. Then I will do her hair, and after that I think I'm done for the day. Right. Mask on. My little containers of shining out of the way. And Mr. Super Clear. Alright, once that Mr. Super Clear is dried, I can gloss her eyes and lips. For her eyes, I'm actually going to try to use some of this iridescent varnish again. Then for her lips, I'm going to use also iridescent varnish, but in iridescent violet rather than iridescent turquoise. Let's give the Mr. Super Clear a few more minutes to dry. In the meantime, I'm going to hydrate, and I recommend that all of you do too. This is such a pretty doll. Alright, the Mr. Super Clear is basically dry. So the iridescent turquoise. And her eyes. Welcome back. That's alright. I'm actually almost finished. I finished the face, except for glossing the eyes and lips. I just finished glossing the eyes. I'm doing the lips now. And then later, once the gloss is dried, I will add some 3D eyelashes. Just going to use human false eyelashes from the dollar store makeup section. But I won't do that on today's stream. I will do that on the next stream when I work on her body paint. So I'm just going to gloss her lips now. And then once this varnish has dried, I think I'm going to go ahead and style up her hair today as well. And then I'm going to wrap up for tonight. So the glow in the dark has already been laid down. The painting's mostly finished. Here's the gloss and the varnish. Perfect. No, it's fine. If your internet goes down, your internet goes down. I have a lot of friends and family that live in rural areas, and their internet goes down all the time. So a lot of the times they don't even get to watch me live. They usually end up having to catch the VOD later. So I totally understand internet problems. That's not your fault at all. Look at those pretty sparkly eyes as this iridescent varnish dries. That's so cool. That was a good choice. So I can go ahead and unmask her hair. I'll throw away any pins that are too damaged. There we go. And her hair is now unmasked. Well, welcome back. And hair unmasked now. Whoops. I'm just trying to find a way to set this doll now. That is a very familiar story to me. Being told, "Oh, you're just being dramatic. You're so oversensitive. You're why do you always take things so literally? Not everything's serious." Or by the time I got to high school, it evolved into, "It ain't a dick. You don't have to take it so hard." Turned out it wasn't me that was the problem. I was just autistic as shit. Let me get my keyboard out of the way. That way I can maybe place the doll a little bit better. Should kind of be able to see what I'm doing now. Now for this doll, I'm going to use one of my personal combs. I'm going to use this wide tooth shower comb, because that's what I used when I washed her hair, and it worked pretty well. So I'm going to put my keyboard on her legs to help weigh her down a bit while I comb her hair, in fact. Her hair's a little damaged from washing, but it needed the wash. It felt so greasy and gross and stiff, full of hair product, hairspray, glue, whatever it is that they use on dolls to keep their hair nice in the box. And it needed a wash. There was no way I could have used the hair as it was. I gave it a gentle wash, the same way that I would wash my cosplay wigs. A little bit of gentle soap and some warm water, and then followed with some diluted human hair conditioner. A lot of people use baby shampoo on wigs and doll hair, and that works too. I just didn't have any. You took things literally, you would usually almost start crying because it would be phrases like "I hate you" or other mean sarcasm and turn into "It's just a joke, chill." Yeah, that's the sort of thing that would get me when I was younger too. I understand sarcasm a lot better, but it was a bit rough when I was younger. Until I learned to assimilate some of the sarcasm, I couldn't really understand it from other people. But one of the things about me is that I'm a very good mimic, which may be why I wasn't diagnosed with autism until I was in my 30s already. But I'm very good at masking. I'm a very good social mimic, which, like I said, that's a blessing and a curse. And it didn't always come immediately. The opposite used to be able to understand sarcasm and then started taking things literally. Interesting. Now her hair's combed. and trimmed up the scraggly bits. I'm actually going to give her a about that much. Some hair elastics. It's because you stopped masking as much, therefore the neurodivergent side of your brain has gone full buck wild. Yeah, that's highly possible. I've noticed that since getting my diagnosis and not feeling the need to mask as hard, I've noticed that some of the signs that I am neurodivergent, they come out more often. I'm stimming more often. I'm not suppressing my stims as much. I'm I'm allowing myself to get fully into special interests that I would have been made fun of before for being too juvenile, things like that. I feel a lot more free this way. I feel like I'm really being myself for the first time in 34 years. But at the same time, on the immediate opposite end of the coin, on the opposite side of the coin, it gets me into some trouble in the neurotypical world sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. When I actually have adulting to do and I have to interact with neurotypicals, that they don't get me anymore. Not that they really got me in the first place. But like now it's quite obvious that they don't get me and I don't get them, and I'm done pretending to get them for their comfort. And that makes the neurotypicals uncomfortable. Yeah, kind of like they made me feel all my life. I am so much happier now that I'm not masking and suppressing my stims, though. Oh, question that you wanted to ask me before. Absolutely, yes. After stream? Perfect. That's valid. You know what was a real life changer for me? I can't put my hand on it right now. I think it may be put away to be washed. But I actually bought some biting toys and biting jewelry. And that has really helped me. Found out that one of my stims involves biting and chewing on things. And that's one that I don't let myself do in public yet. But I do it a fair bit at home. And it helps. Having something to chew on when I start feeling stressed and just bite down and get the tension out of my face. It helps. In a weird way, it really, really does help. I've also found that I have more vocal stims since I've stopped feeling like I have to mask so much. You know, a streamer, if you remember correctly, they're on Spectrum as well. would just drop your mask and show yourself, and eventually you're like, wow, I'm not neurotypical, and got checked out and found out you have ADHD. The big clue for me that I was not neurotypical after finding out that I didn't have ADHD, and I was just kind of dropped uh, by the professionals because, well, I didn't have what they thought I had, so I must not have had anything, right? But after that, the clue that really made me start thinking maybe I'm not neurotypical, after all, is when I met a group of autistic uh, people that became very good friends of mine, one of whom I married through the local Pathfinder and tabletop role-playing group. And, you know, they just, I immediately fit in, and they all kind of just assumed that I was also autistic. And, like, one day, one of my friends from this group just goes, "Hey, Mallow, you know, you don't have to mask around us. We're all autistic too." And I'm like, I do not have a diagnosis. I'm not. And then my friend was like, no, you are. You are. And then I met the person that I married eventually. And they also said that I was pretty clearly on the spectrum. Their whole family thought I was on the spectrum. Um, I met somebody else who was autistic, and she immediately was like, "Oh, hey, fellow autistic," and I'm like, news to me. I was very, very much in denial at the time. Denial's not just a river in Africa, as they say. You fought so hard to at least get checked out. Yeah. I was in denial for a few years, and finally, um, I was starting to think maybe I should ask my psychiatrist that helps with my emotional processing disorder. And, like, hey, should we do an assessment? Like, what are the steps here? But something happened during the literal appointment where I was going to ask, where my psychiatrist just looks up at me and says, "So, how old were you when you got your autism diagnosis?" What autism diagnosis, sir? Well, you have one now. Apparently, it was that obvious. The assessment was just a formality for me. What happened to the autistic that I married? Well, after their father confessed to having molested them, their brother, and 4 other children, they had a mental breakdown and we were separated for a while. But we fully got back together in early December. And after they put a lot of time and effort into getting therapy and recovering, and they and I are expecting our first child now. Your first sign was when you met someone with ADHD and they went, "Hey, fellow ADHDer," and you went, "Well, shit." Yeah, pretty much. It seems like that's a common story, hey? Let's see. Let's see. I think I'll do it this way. I think I'll do it this way. People who get diagnosed know the signs and they'll point it out to that person. Yeah. As more than one person before I was diagnosed told me, autistics know autistics. And I think that's the same for many neurodivergencies. We just know each other. You know, we've been through it. We recognize the signs. We recognize our own. And you know what? At least in my case, they were right. I will put some ribbon in her hair later. I just don't know currently where the ribbon that I want to use is. But we recognize our own. Sounds like we need a secret organization, right? Statistically speaking, there are more neurodivergents than neurotypicals anyway. So why don't we have an organization yet? There we go. She is, for now, complete. She has a face. She has her hair done. The Organization of Autistic People and the Organization for ADHDers. Yeah. And maybe just an overall Council of Neurodivergence as well. Secret society. So, there she is. Her pupils aren't as bright as I'd prefer. I may darken her pupils again later. I don't know. Just the iridescence kind of makes the pupils a little hard to see. So I may fix that later. Haven't decided yet. I love the hair that came with this doll now that it's clean and soft and flowy though. The council keeps the neurotypicals from harassing us. Exactly. That is their sole job and they are very good at it. So I will pierce her ears off camera. Because she does not already have pierced ears and I do want her to wear earrings. I will also do her 3D eyelashes and a couple of adjustments off camera. And next time I will do her body paint and get started on her clothes. Let's see, who's online today? Ooh, Barry of Blue is online. I don't think I've rated him in a while. Barry is him, not a they, right? Oh, wow. I'll default to they until I double check when I get into stream. So, The idea of a council of autistics and neurodivergence in general, it is a fun idea, isn't it? And a useful one as well. You know, just to protect us from the people that don't understand and don't want to understand. All right. Here's the raid message. Copy and paste. And I am going to raid Berry of Blue. If I can spell their name. Berry of Blue. All right, everybody. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy. Most importantly of all, stay weird. I will see you next time. Happy New Year. It was wonderful to see ya. Bye.